Hi guys and welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Wandara Siwera, and in this video today I want to talk about credit score. I want to talk about what it is, why is it important, how can we improve good credit score to an excellent credit score, or if you're already in a bad credit score, how do you recover from that? Also, if you're right from university and have not bought anything on credit, how do you build one from scratch? Okay, so those are the topics that we'll be talking about. And before I can continue, I just want to ask that you subscribe. I am on the road to 5,000 subscribers, so would really appreciate it if you subscribe. Hit that subscribe button, also ring the bell so that you get notified every time I post a video. Also like and comment and share this video. Also watch ads, guys. Watch ads. That's the only way I get paid, okay? So guys, I really appreciate your support. Please do engage in those videos. I've seen what you're doing and I really appreciate it. I know 5,000 subscribers is such a bold goal, but I trust you guys to get me there. Okay, so let's get into the topic of today. What is a credit score? A credit score is a rating that is given to each and every individual based on their credit behavior, right? So based on how you've been managing your credit, then you get a score. You get what is called a credit report. And a summary of a credit report is then translated into a credit score. A credit score is used by institutions that want to borrow you money to determine your credibility in repaying the loan. So the more riskier you are, the lesser your credit score is. So the less riskier you are, then you get a higher credit score, which is good, right? So credit score normally ranges from 300 to 850. 300 being poor, 850 being excellent. Most of the time I get a question on that, then how do I know when my credit score is good, right? So I recently read that on a scale of 300 to 850, good starts from 670. So when you have 670 and above, you are leaning on the good sides of a credit score. So let's move to the next topic. Why is it important? So I personally think that credit score is very, very important, whether you have small money or big money, particularly for us as Black people, because we have not been afforded the opportunity to buy things cash, right? We tend to lean more towards credit when we buy our things, especially those high value items like your car and your house, right? So for you to be able to buy it cheap, you need a good credit score. Okay, so credit score allows you to either buy things cheap or expensive. This is because credit score determines the interest rate that you get, right? So if you have a high credit score, you will get a low interest rate, and a low interest rate will translate into lower installment. On a month-to-month, you will be paying low installment and also low total repayment amount for the loan, okay? So if you have a bad credit score, let's say 300, you will get high interest rate if you even get approved, right? Because if maybe your credit score is too bad, there's possibility that even the loan that you're applying for will get rejected, which is really not good because we want those houses, we want those cars, right? So then if you get approved on a low credit score, you most likely get high interest rate, meaning that on a month to month, you will pay high installment and you will pay ultimately high total repayment amount. For an example, you and your friend go and buy same car, same spec, same dealership. Your friend has good credit score, you have a bad credit score. You're most likely to pay maybe, let's say for an example, 10,000 in installment, and your friend could pay 7,000 in installment. So the difference would be because of how your credit score is. So that's why credit score is important. Okay, so I guess now we understand that credit score is very important. Now let's get into understanding how is credit score calculated. Credit score is calculated based on three main things, right? Number one, it's 2-year history of the accounts which you have opened, right? They will look into what have you been trying to apply for. Even the things which you have been declined, they will check that in the past 2 years, what have you been trying to apply? So if you're someone who is constantly applying for things, you look like you're more reliant on credit. That's like the only thing which you use to buy things. Okay, they also look into the active credit accounts that you have and how you've been paying them. They will check, have you been missing payments? Like, how have you been paying them? Have you paying them on the correct dates? Have you paying the full amount? That kind of history. And then they will also check if there's court judgments. Some people, their accounts become on areas and then they don't communicate and then they are blacklisted, right? So they check if you're blacklisted, if there's any default payment on your name, right? So those are the things that determines your overall credit score. So they will build a credit report, and the credit report will be translated into a summary, which is then called a credit score, right? So you are liable of one free credit report per year. So you can go to any credit bureau, could be TransUnion, could be ClearScore, or Xperia, and get one credit report. This is like a detailed report on how you've been managing your money. A credit score, then you can check on a month-to-month basis. You need to check it frequently to see if you're improving and to intentionally improve. Now, I have compiled things that can help you to improve your credit score. We'll start with people who do not have any credit score and they want to build credit score from scratch. So if you're planning on building a credit score from scratch, right, there are three options. Number one, you can open a clothing account, and please just make sure that you don't use all your buying power that you have and forget to consider the repayment amount that is needed. So buy things which you know that you can be able to afford on a month-to-month basis. You can also open a credit card, right? There are banks that will allow you to open a credit card simply because you have an income without considering your credit score. So buy a credit card, buying things through credit card, you will start building your credit score. Okay, last option, this one is good because it doesn't require you to take up any credit. If you are staying on a place where you pay a monthly rent, you can ask your landlord to report your monthly payment of rent to the credit bureau so that it can be considered as monthly repayment. Therefore, that's how you can start building your credit score from scratch. Okay, if you know other means that you can build your credit score from scratch that I didn't mention, please drop them below. Now we'll move into improving your credit score from good to excellent. So 3 things for someone who wants to improve their credit score, and they have a good credit score and they want an excellent credit score, right? So you start by looking into your current state. That's what is going to determine what you need to do, right? Let's say, for an example, you have a credit card that is 150,000 and you don't even use it. You may think that, well, it won't ruin my credit score because, well, I don't really use it, right? However, it shows that you already have credit allocated to you, even if you don't use it. Therefore, it ruins your credit score because you have lower buying power because buying power is already allocated to your credit card. Okay, so make sure that you reduce the amount of your credit card. Okay, that's, or any credit that you don't use, you make sure that you close it. Okay, another factor that you need to consider is paying on time, guys. Like sometimes we think that, oh, I can pay at any time, at least I would have paid, right? If you don't pay on time, it shows that you are non-reliant. So make sure that you pay on the agreed time. And also, if you cannot pay for whatever reason, you make sure that you communicate it with your with whoever you've borrowed the credit from. Okay, so another thing is closing any small account that you can pay on cash. Having multiple small accounts on credit will ruin our credit score because it shows that we are only reliant on credit for every purchases that we make. So you have 10 clothing accounts, you have cell phone account, you have this account, you have data account. These will ruin your credit score. So if you want to improve, close the account which you are able to pay on cash. Okay, so also these will help you to increase the buying power for things that matters, like your house and your cars, etc. Right? So let's go to people who then have bad credit score and they want to recover. Okay, one thing that I found as highly recommended is consolidation of debt. These will allow you to focus on what you are owing. So you get to know exactly what you are owing and you get to an agreed payment plan, like an agreed amount with one person, with one institution that you will be able to pay back, and you will agree on what you will be able to pay. And if you have any defaults for small amounts that are outstanding that you know you can pay those back and be left with at least a high value amount that you cannot pay cash. This will allow you to focus and be able to comprehend what your Skoloto is. So I hope this helps, guys. There's so many points that I've written, but I just think the video is becoming too long. If you have any questions in regards to what you need to do, we can talk about it on the comment section. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Cheers.